Last year, not one hard rock band did the Billboard Hot 100, and it looks to be the same this year. A traditional hard rock band hasn't been in the Hot 100 since 2011. This is the longest hard rock drought since 1965. From the Rolling Stones, to Queen, to Kiss, to Van Halen, to Def Leppard, to Guns N' Roses, to Metallica, to Nirvana, to the Smashing Pumpkins, to Three Doors Down, to Linkin Park. I'm talking about new metal Linkin Park now. And to even Nickelback. I know, we hate them. But no matter what music was popular at the time, hard rock was always lurking in the shadows. So what happened? Why is hard rock the redheaded stepchild all of a sudden? What killed hard rock in the mainstream? I got your reasons why. Reason number one, rap became more controversial. In the late 80s, rap started to push the envelope of what was appropriate to say on an album. From NWA Straight Outta Compton to Two Live Crew's Nasty As They Wanna Be, in which the group would actually get arrested for performing their own songs on this album, to the inception of Yo MTV Raps, which gave white suburban kids safe passage of going through the hood. Hard rock really became passé over the years. Music programs got taken out of school. School cut funding to music programs, and with less and less musical outlets to get kids to play instruments, less and less rock bands got started. The internet and instant fame. The internet plays a huge factor in the death of mainstream rock, mostly because of social media and the instant fame you can get from outlets like SoundCloud. I mean, like, why start a rock band which takes years to cultivate, where you could be the next Lil Yachty this week? The 90s kids were phased out. Kids that were born in the 80s and grew up in the 90s were the last real hard rock fans, and we consumed the most hard rock music. 1997 and 2002 were actually the biggest years for hard rock album sales, and we also were the last generation to start rock bands. I mean, traditional rock bands. But now we're old and irrelevant and have kids of our own, so we no longer matter. Black people never truly embraced hard rock. Don't get me wrong, while there are many black hard rock and heavy metal fans and artists like Doug Pennant from King's X, Howard Jones from Killswitch Engage, Alexis Brown from Straight Line Stitch, and the biggest of them all, Lenny Kravitz, there's still a majority of black people who can't stand hard rock music, and even look at black people who like hard rock music like sellouts. Oh, one more thing, there also was that thing where white people took rock music and said this guy was the king of it without giving credit to this guy, and this guy, and this guy, and this woman. New metal. Mixing rap and metal seemed like a good idea. Let's bring the fans together, right? At least it worked for a little while. But in the end, it just became one clusterfuck. And pure metal fans dejected the rap side, and it made more rap fans than rock fans. Rock doesn't want to be rock anymore. Listening to modern popular rock bands these days, and it's clear that rock doesn't want to be rock anymore. From new bands like Imagine Dragons, Fits in the Tantrums, and 21 Pilots, even older mainstay traditional rock bands like Linkin Park with their last album, One More Light, Fall Out Boy's ironically titled Save Rock and Roll, and 30 Seconds to Mars' Love, Lust, and Faith. It's clear that rock wants to get as far away from itself as possible. Rap doesn't age with its fans, rock does. Rap is a young person's music, while rock keeps getting older and older and older and older and older. Well, you get the fucking point. Name a popular rapper under 35 and I will name you 10 bands over 35. Kids don't want to listen to their parents. It's sad when even the guys in Avenged Sevenfold are old enough to be your dad now. Bad bands killed it. About around 2006, something bad happened. A new genre of rock started, and that was called mom rock. And the leaders of this horrible genre were bands like Buckcherry, Hinder, Theory of a Dead Man, mid-2000s Papa Roach, and the kings of mom rock, Nickelback. With their bad lyrics about bad relationships, alcohol, and one-night stand sex, and subpar musicianship, this was kind of the death knell of hard rock and mainstream. I mean, think about that. Your mom killed mainstream hard rock. Your mom. Your mom. Most new bands don't have their own identity. This might as well be a real rock band. A faceless, generic silhouette of a band. Most bands who still play traditional hard rock all sound the same and look the same. Who the fuck are these guys? I don't know. Bands like Mice of Men, otherwise in Skillet, play the same boring generic riffs over and over again with the same generic boring chorus and lyrics. And if they're not doing that, they're sounding like bands from the past. Like Greta Van Fleet sounds like Led Zeppelin, and the Struts sound like Queen, and Highly Suspect sounds like Soundgarden. They don't sound like themselves. But there are bands out there that are doing their own thing, like Nothing More, Royal Blood, and Starset, who are all making albums that sound like Nothing More, Royal Blood, and Starset. Even Volbeat is good because they have a unique sound and a unique singer. They prove it's okay to be you. But overall, I think society just changed, and a lot of young people just have short attention spans, which is killing a lot of entertainment outlets of old. So rock might be dead in the mainstream culture, but it still lives in many diehard fans' hearts.